G'day, welcome back. I'd especially like to welcome my new subscribers, and I hope you enjoy the content on my channel. Now, in the last episode I finished doing what I thought was about all I could do to quieten the two machines that I use down, and I'm going to move on this week to about the last thing I think I can possibly do, and that is to enclose this workshop and stop the noise escaping in the first place. So follow me over here and I'll show you what I got in mind. Alrighty, so I don't really want to permanently enclose this area because while I'm making noise I want to be able to open it up and stop it getting too damn hot. So what I've decided to do is make a series of multifold doors. Just been down the road to the timber supply place I go to, and I've ordered some sheets of 20mm thick MDF which will fit nicely into this slot here in this extrusion. So what I'm going to do is, and I got heaps of it, and here's a shot of it all on the back of the car now, there it is there, and I'm going to chop them up 45 degree, cut the corners and make a frame out of this stuff to go right around them. Now I've got them cutting up the sheets for me, slitting them down the centre, so they'll be just over 600mm wide because the sheets are 1.23 metres wide and 2300 high, 2400 and something high. But up here there's a little trellis thing runs across the top here, so I'm going to make it go up to just underneath that and make it so that they're 600 wide, so each section will be 600 wide, and it will just concertina out, fold across to the other side of the room, so that when I'm making noise I'll just pull it across and cook myself. Now over the other side where that little opening is over there, I'll make a little swinging door that I can just leave it open when I'm not making noise, but I can close it off when I am. So that's what I'm up to. Alrighty, so while I'm waiting for that timber to be cut up, I found some of these down the road at Mr. DIY. The intention is to cut these at 45 degree with that wide 20mm opening this side, so the timber will fit in there, and then I want to put these down in there, but these are 15mm. That's only 13.5 in there, so I decided that probably the quietest way I can do this is just to mill about 0.6 off each side, so that's what I'm going to do that in the mill, but these will fit down in there, because these will be cut at 45 like that, timber in, two pieces, one in there, one in the top, and screwed together. I do believe those damn things moved in there. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it to all of them, and I've got 3 packs of them, and that's only about half of one pack. Bugger! I took this piece of stuff down to try on these boards when I was looking at them, and the sheet that was on top of these was actually laminated both sides, and this fitted perfectly on there, no slop in it. But look at this, bloody hell! Oh well, shit happens, but I'll get around it. I had to do that last bit because when it cuts, it's cutting a bit like that and not straight down. Well viewers, at this point in time I'm really wishing I'd bought the laminated versions of this stuff. My wife has a love of splashing water everywhere, and if I don't seal these edges and around the sides there well enough, she'll have these things wrecked in no time at all with the amount of water she throws around. And that's the first of a dozen or so of these I've got to do. Not looking forward to doing the rest. Alrighty, so that's one down, 5 to go. There aren't any clamps big enough to clamp this while I screwed it, so I just used a couple of ratchet straps. That one's only barely long enough to do it, but that pulled it all together nicely for me so I could screw it. I'm going to run no more gaps around all these edges, both sides, before I paint this part to try and keep the water out and stop the water getting down in there. I'll have to seal these joins as well, stop it getting in there. But anyway, that's it, that's the idea. So there'll be 6 of these and then one small bit over the side where the vise meets, but I want to make the 6 panels like this first and see exactly how far across it reaches. Two down, 4 to go. Well viewers, it appears that I've made a massive overestimation of what it was going to take to fill that gap. I had it down as 6 panels, would only reach over to about where the vise is, and that's only 2 panels and it's only 1.4 metres left. And those two, sitting where they are now, measure 1330, so there's a lump of timber to go up against the post over to the right, and that's about 35 or 40 mil thick. So it's only going to take 2 more panels to fill that gap. So it looks like I haven't got as much work to do as I thought. Beauty. Man, this is really starting to drag on. I've been doing this for about 5 days now. It took me forever to paint them all. I'm glad I didn't have to make 6 of them. But hoping to get them fitted up today, and they're quite heavy and I don't really want to be trying to lift them all up and put them up as a single unit. So I'm going to have to drill and tap. I'll drill and thread all these hinges on, then take them off and put them up one at a time and add them back on. I think it would be way too hard to try and fit these screws in here, have them drill and tap up there in one go. I've taken to drilling a starter hole because I nearly shoved it through this thumb the other day. Alrighty, now it's a real pisser that this rib here lines up with the other hole, so I have to drill that out before I get another screw in. Alrighty, so I've got the next pair hinged, and hinges will have to come off so I can fit the next one up. But before I do that, I need to fit a little caster onto it. I went with these because they don't have a lot of width there, and they're roughly the same size. These are slightly wider, and I didn't want to add too much height. I didn't put too big a gap underneath the doors, so I went with these. But once again, I'll just use some little self-drilling, self-tapping screws to fit them with.
I love these screws, they just make life so easy. These self-drilling, self-tapping things. With the 4 doors hanging off that wall there, I really don't think you could get away with not putting something on here to carry the weight, because they do weigh a fair bit, these things. In fact, my back is asking me why I'm doing this at the moment. Absolutely killing me. Oh yeah, where'd that go? I'm running out of them too. Only got 4 left and I really need 8. Let's go and track some more down. Alrighty, so I'll separate these 2 and I'll go and fit this other one up and I'll just give you a quick look. Alrighty, so I'll go and whack some screws in this. It's a bit of a handful on your own. Alrighty, so here we go. Oh, look at that. Bloody beautiful. Alrighty, so the doors are finished and all hung. They've actually worked out better than I thought. But I'm going to go and turn that thing on and let you hear with the doors open, and then I'll close the doors. Alrighty, so that's at about 1180 RPM, and I've already checked this. It's a good 10 decibels quieter with these doors closed. Alrighty, so there's little gaps there between each panel, but I think I'll go and get some I don't know, some sort of foam or whatever and fill that so there's no gaps around them, and maybe something to fill the gap along the bottom edge as well. But like I said, that's a full 10 decibels quieter with that closed, so maybe I've finally had a win. Well, dears, that seems to have worked out pretty well. A little bit better than I thought. It is a little hard to open and close because the level of the floor is not great. Most of the casters I put on there, I'm not liking it, but it might work its way in sooner or later. Now, one benefit from this, a little side benefit, is that if I could figure out some way to lock all of that and build a gate for out here by the side, which I haven't done yet, and I did take some readings out on the other side of this wall, and they're actually quieter than they are out there on that side of the wall. So I don't know that putting a gate there will do anything much, but if I put a secure gate there and figure out a way to lock this, then I'll be able to lock all of this up, which will be a bit of a benefit, because at the moment anyone can just stroll in here, pinch whatever they like. So unless I can, you know, win an amount with a whole lot more zeros than the $55 I won in the Powerball back home in Australia last night, I won't be doing anything much else because I just can't afford it. So if and when I can afford it, I might put some plasterboard up on the ceiling up here with a bit more insulation underneath it, because got to tell you, standing here, it's mid-afternoon and I'm cooking. It is really hot. So anyway, that's about it. That's as much as I'm prepared to do. Next week when you're watching this, a couple of days before that on the 8th, will have been my 65th birthday. I'm feeling pretty tired and run down just of late, and to a degree I suppose a bit, I don't know what's the word for it, like peeved, you know, like this whole thing has just really pissed me off, and I'm not over it, I'm really not. So my daughter's on holidays, so I might have a week off, not do anything. So next week there won't be a video, I don't think, anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this, thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of it. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye.